back. It's finally back, you guys. Everybody been waiting 100 plus days in a crazy pandemic, but the NBA is back. And that's what we're going to talk about in today's video. Okay, man. Oh, my goodness. First of all, shout out to the NBA for holding this thing together. But most of all, shout out to everybody, all the nurses, all the doctors, who, whatever you're doing, delivering fast food. If you are helping, if you're wearing a mask, I don't have a mask around here somewhere. I do have a mask around here somewhere. It's not close to me. But if you are helping decrease the spread of this pandemic, shout out to you. First of all, shout out to you. Make sure you keep on doing your thing. Make sure you keep on taking care of yourself and taking care of those who are around you. Because remember, we have to be cautious in every single thing we're doing. And we see the NBA is extremely cautious right now when it comes to their players and when it comes to who coming in and out the bubble. We see that Lou Williams, as we're going to get into tonight's game, Lou Williams, he missed the game. He's going to miss 2 games because 10-day quarantine. But let's start off with shout out to all the healthcare workers who are fighting this virus. Kudos to you. We love you. We love you at the Daily Thinker. We really, really do. But as we were saying, the NBA is back. It's back, man. We've been waiting a long, long time here at the Daily Thinker for the NBA to come back. You know, this is a podcast. This is a YouTube channel. This is whatever you want to call it. This is a platform where we talk about faith, sports, apologetics, theology, and sports, all in one podcast. Yes, we love it. We love Christ. We believe Jesus is Lord. And yes, we talk about sports as well. But the crazy thing about what happened tonight, NBA coming back, was I shocked? Do I have to get used to this no crowd? I never realized how much I like an NBA crowd. I never realized how much I love seeing the crowd. The crowd go crazy. I remember those Golden State games, which I do not like Golden State at all because they continue to put the LeBron James led teams out again and again. And plus, they keep on knocking out James Harden as well. Even when Kevin Durant went down, they still knocked out James Harden, which I'm still mad over that. But anyway, I miss the fans, man. Fans are so vital to the game. And we forget that sometimes. We think there's just the NBA players, but they feed off these fans, man. And I can see sometimes in the game, people getting low energy, people getting high energy, close toward the end of the game, at the beginning of the game. I feel like the Pelicans start off high energy level, fast paced. I am disappointed that Zion only played 15 minutes, which is tragic. I'm gonna talk about that, but let me stick to these fans. Fans are so important, man. Oh my goodness, I can't stress this enough. It's kind of weird watching it, and I'm like, okay, I hear the crowd noise, but there's no crowd, and you can't react to the crowd. After you get an and one, you can't go up to the crowd and say, yeah, man, let's get it. You can't do none of that. You can't go over there and grab a beer by mistake and try to drink it like LeBron did. You can't do this right now in this bubble. So we missed a little bit of entertainment because of the fans, but fans play a vital role. If you think you don't play a vital role in basketball, just because you're a fan, you're not playing, man. Oh my goodness. Now I see when people say, hey, I thank the fans. I thank the fans. Sometimes it's so cliche though to say, oh, I thank the fans. Do you really care about the fans? Do you really? They can get some half price off those tickets. Can y'all send me some half price tickets? Okay. If you care about the fans, start sending all the fans half price tickets. Because that's what we need. But this New Orleans Pelicans game was out of control. It was a very, very good game, mind you now. I definitely enjoyed watching the game. Fast paced, way faster than the Clippers versus the Lakers. I kid you not. I thought I was watching a slow motion basketball game. You walk the ball up the court, you dump it down to 80, and you use the whole 24-second shot clock. That's exactly what I saw in the Lakers game. But the Pelicans game, it was up-tempo. New Orleans was up-tempo. Utah was up-tempo. And I'm not going to lie. I was a little disappointed in Utah to start the game off because I'm like, man, they not playing like a team. That people, I feel like people overrate Utah to extent, to be honest, because they say, okay, Utah can win a championship. I don't feel like they are a championship team right now. They're a great playoff team. I think they are like one piece away, like 2 role players away from being real championship contenders. But New Orleans, I feel like you just have to do better. You have to. Zion cannot play 15 minutes. Okay, it's just something he cannot come to the bubble to play 15 minutes. I'm sorry. I know people saying this and saying that. Oh, he needs to. They got to make sure and preserve him, save him. Save for what? Oh, for what? It's playoffs or bust right now, and you're in this bubble. Okay, you're away from your family. All this, you're not gonna try to compete for the playoffs, and now you lose a game, and now you have to fight with the Kings, the Trailblazers, and the Memphis Grizzlies because you just lost a game that you could have won if Zion was playing in that game. You definitely could have won that game. The Pelicans had the whole game in their hands throughout the whole entire game. But then you take out then you take out Zion. He's playing a burst of minutes, and he looked real good. I mean, I love that behind the back pass. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, that behind the back pass. Zion is going to be something special in this league. I guarantee you that. But Brandon Ingram, he showed off. He was very poised tonight. I can say that. He took his time on every shot. I feel like every single shot, even that game-winning shot. That game-winning shot was a great shot attempt. It just didn't go in, and you can't make every single shot. We all know you can't make every single shot. But that shot was a great shot. It just didn't go through the basket. So my idea with the Pelicans, because I had New Orleans or the Trailblazers entering, before entering the bubble, I had one of those two going to the playoffs. I know people say Ja Morant will keep this position. I think he can, but I don't think he will. We will see they face off against the Trailblazers the first game in the bubble, so we're going to see if they're going to be able to pull that off. Right now, if you're fighting for the AC, it's like you can't lose. If you lose, you take a step back. You take a huge step back. One game counts for every single thing. Everything. One game matters so much. And now for the Pelicans, they cannot lose back-to-back games. If you lose back-to-back games, you might well just not even play the last six because you might not make it to the playoffs unless those teams such as the Trailblazers, the Memphis Grizzlies, the Kings, the Spurs just continue to lose too. So everybody who's fighting for the AC is just losing. But I feel like somebody out of those teams that are fighting for the A seed, one of those teams will go on at least a 4 to 5 game winning streak. That's what I think. Maybe I'm pushing it too much. If I'm pushing too much, let me know in the comments below. But I definitely believe that whatever team takes off first, that's going to be the team to get in the playoffs. Now, let's go to this Lakers game. This Lakers game was it was a great game to watch. Like I said, I have to get used to watching a basketball game with no fans. At first, I'm not going to lie, when this thing first struck, this horrible pandemic, oh my goodness, the horrible pandemic, which God's hand is still on his people right now. Don't forget that, okay? Jesus is still Lord. His hand is still on every single thing, and he's still sovereign over all. But when this pandemic hit, I said, man, I don't think we ever going to go back to sports after this. I don't think we going to be able to sit next to each other. I still don't see that happening. But now the NBA has stepped the game up. I'm not saying they have fans there now, but they're finding ways and trying to try things out and see, hey, how we going to work this thing out for real? How we going to do this thing? And I feel like the NBA is doing a great job. But that fan thing, man, oh my goodness, it's just so important. The game feels so slow. Just imagine when LeBron got that go-ahead bucket or when Paul George hit that three and they were playing in LA, man, the crowd would have went berserk, crazy, stupid. The crowd would have went crazy, okay? The crowd would have went crazy, but we don't get that, and I miss it. But the game is still good. Like, you can still hear the players talk. You're hearing LeBron say, oh, Kawhi, I think he grabbed my hand. And Kawhi, all ball. Kawhi talking about some all ball, which, we saw you, fam. We saw you grab his hand. We saw the foul. We saw the foul. But anyway, this Lakers game, it was a great game. Anthony Davis, he was a monster. He was a monster tonight. My thing is, will he be able to do this against Montrezl Harrell? Because I seen when they play Montrezl Harrell, I'm not saying Montrezl Harrell can guard Anthony Davis or can stop Anthony Davis. I don't think anyone can stop any top 5 player in the NBA. Like, no one can stop Kawhi Leonard. Nobody can stop LeBron James, or they can just stop themselves. It takes a complete full team defense to stop these top tier players such as a James Harden or Russell Westbrook or Luka Doncic. It takes a full team effort to stop those type of players. But AD, he was a monster. I feel like he just needs to be more aggressive towards the basket like this every single night. And the Lakers can be able to pull this off because you're going to get what you're going to get out of LeBron. I mean, LeBron is really turned into a pure point guard at this point. I mean, every single play he was passing the ball down, and his handles look kind of suspect tonight. I'm not going to lie, Brian. Your handles look a little bit suspect tonight. But I know everything all right. You made it up with that game winner. I'm fine. We don't have to worry about that. You made it up with the game winner. Kudos to you. We thank you for that. But you have to get right with those handles, Brian. You can't be just losing the ball. But everybody's rusty right now, coming off rust. And I saw a little rust, a lot of shots hit the front rim every single time. I mean, Landry Shamet, Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard shot a lot of flat shots, to be honest, tonight. He shot a lot of flat shots. And Paul George missed some shots that he usually makes. He definitely did. But if AD can really put his back towards the basket and attack the paint like he did tonight, 17 free throw attempts, there's no way that the Lakers will lose. When you play a team like the Clippers, Anthony Davis has to put up these type of free throw numbers every single night. No ifs, ands, buts about it. 17 attempts. We need that, AD. We need those 17 attempts because you're playing against little guys. You're playing against guys that's shorter than you. Of course they're going to foul you. Now, when you go up against the Rudy Goberts and those people like that, I'm in Jokic. I'm still taking my bets with AD. But when you play in the Clippers and they don't have no true solid big, and that's one thing I think the Clippers lack is a true solid big. I guarantee. I see that the Clippers didn't have Lou Williams or Montrezl Harrell tonight. And I saw the Clippers. I saw their fault. I saw a red flag on the Clippers, in my opinion, that without bench scoring, without Lou Williams and Harrell, there's no way they can even win or compete for a championship because they have a deep team, but that deep team is really nothing but Montrezl Harrell and Lou Williams. That makes them deep because when the second unit come in, they take off. And we saw the Lakers stay in the game while the second unit was in, take the lead while the second unit was in. But I'm not going to lie. It's got kind of scary when you see the Lakers down by 11 points without a Lou Williams or Montrezl Harrell. Wow. And Paul George is taking off 3 straight threes in a row. It's absolutely mind-blowing. It's like, what do you do to stop this team? And you have people tweeting and say, okay, the Clippers have the Lakers number at this point because no Lou Williams, no Montrezl Harrell, and they still can't pull it off. You still can't make something happen. What? This team is lost. There's no way this team is going to be able to compete for a full championship and win that ring if they cannot beat the Clippers. Like I said, Anthony Davis must play like this every single night, and LeBron has to play better too. I know LeBron hit the game-winning layup. He tried to go for the foul, which is something that you don't do. We've seen that happen numerous times. We saw James Harden do it in the playoffs. Instead of trying to go for the shot, he tried to go and get that foul on Draymond Green. With Draymond Green, he did foul him. Like that was definitely a foul. If we roll the tape right now, you're going to see that was a foul, but I don't feel like rolling the tape. But that was definitely a foul on on Draymond Green. Draymond Green went right under him, foul. But no call. We saw that happen to Paul George. We saw that happen to LeBron. But to take away from this NBA opening night, I was excited. I was ecstatic. But I missed the fans. I missed the noise. I missed the home crowd. I missed the arena. I missed the interactions with the people on the sideline. Because mind you now, basketball is really the only sport where the players are in close proximity to the fans. I mean, right there, you can go shake a fan's hand, you can go hug a fan, you can go do whatever you want with a fan. The fans can just run straight on the court. I mean, it's harder to run on a field than on the court. We've seen it numerous times. People run on the court. People run on the soccer field, but that's very hard to do. And I know it's hard to do in the NBA, but you have a better chance to do it in the NBA because you're in close proximity to the players. So I miss the fans, and I got to get used to the quietness, but I like to hear the chirping. I didn't hear that much chirping tonight, but I promise in the playoffs we might hear a lot more chirping. So y'all let us know what you think. Should Zion play more minutes for the Pelicans, or should the Pelicans just push him out there, or should they hold him back and just wait till next year and not risk injury? If you didn't want to risk injury, just give up your playoff spot to somebody else, okay? Because you're not going to the playoffs without Zion Williamson. I repeat, you need Zion Williamson to make this playoff run. You heard what JJ Redick told Zion. Do not, I can't say that word over the airways right now, but do not ruin my streak of the playoffs. JJ Redick been to the playoffs every single season of his NBA career. So he doesn't want Zion to mess that up. But it seems like the Pelicans might mess that up if they don't play Zion. So my tip is to the Pelicans, and who am I? A guy that's doing a video. Who am I for the Pelicans to listen to? But Pelicans, if you're listening, if you're watching this, definitely give Zion some more minutes because I want to see him in the playoffs. I'm kind of torn because I really want to see Damian Lillard in the playoffs. But if you're a Lakers fan, you do not want to go against the Portland Trail Blazers in the first round. I don't think anybody wants to go up against the Portland Trail Blazers in the first round. They've been banged up and hurt all season. But now they have Nurkic back. They have skinny Melo. No telling what he's going to be able to do on the court. And so I'm excited for this season. And oh yeah, shout out to Dion Waiters. Dion Waiters played excellent tonight. Excelente. Excelente. Now, if Dion Waiters can play like that and Anthony Davis can keep doing what he's doing, I'm not asking for 36, 35 points for Anthony Davis a night. I'm just asking him to be dominant. He can be dominant with 18 points a night. I just need Anthony Davis to be extremely dominant on the backboards and the paint and just do what he does. That's all we're asking for, AD. But anyway, man, daily thinker, just keep thinking, keep questioning, keep asking, but most of all, keep trusting Christ Jesus. And we are out of this thing, man. We are out. I need to put this spinner down. This spinner is always on this desk for some reason. Can somebody take this? No, I'm going to leave the spinner here. Don't worry about it. It's a good